Imagine surviving a plane crash, only to be killed by those there to rescue you. Hello, true crimerers. This is another Final Destination case in real life. Viewer discretion is advised. Asiana Airlines Flight 214 took off from a South Korean airport on July 6, 2013. The flight would be taking its passengers to San Francisco, California. The flight itself, even though it took off 34 minutes late, it went smoothly. At 11:21 a.m., it was cleared for a visual approach at the San Francisco International Airport. However, when it came to the landing portion of the flight, it apparently was coming in too low and too slow. Apparently, the pilot then turned off autopilot, and they went into manual mode, but apparently they were still going too slow. It would come out later that the pilot received very inadequate training, and he was allegedly relying too much on the automated systems. So at 11:28 a.m., the plane would crash just before hitting the runway. The landing gear crashed into the seawall, and then the left engine and the tail section separated from the airplane. The plane then basically slid down the path. There was then a ruptured oil tank, and the oil leaked from that into the hot engine, and then it caused it to ignite. Now, there were 307 total souls on board, and unbelievably, almost all of them survived. There were 187 people who did experience some severe injuries. In the end, there would be 3 reported deaths. 2 of those deaths were teenage girls who actually were thrown from the wreckage. One of those girls was Yi Menyuen, and she survived being thrown from the airplane. Her survival was confirmed by the coroner later. So what had happened was that the fire trucks were spraying the, foam everywhere to put out the fire. And Yi was actually essentially buried underneath the foam. There was a point allegedly on one of the firemen's helmet cams where they could see that she was still there and still alive. But then later she would be discovered deceased. You see, because the fire truck over there, it was driving forward, and Yi was sort of kind of where that little yellow tarp was, and she was run over. She was run over by the fire truck. Now, to the driver of the fire truck's credit, they did not see her because she was covered underneath all the foam. But later the coroner would confirm that she was killed by blunt force trauma, something similar to being run over by a vehicle. A lawsuit was filed by her family, but eventually they withdrew it.